Pranab Goa Thakurta from Edu TV, the first education channel. We try to give exposure to students. We try to organize their meets with principals, corporate people, even ministers also. And we had been doing it from quite some time. We are doing from 2017. Today, we have got two very important guests. I think one is host, one is guest. Host is Shireen from Delhi Public School East, Bangalore. And we have the famous Dr. Deepika Sharma. I think I won't waste much time as Shireen has to introduce. Shireen, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Greetings to one and all present here. I welcome our viewers to yet another insightful session with EduTV. I am Shireen Jalali, a student of grade 12 at Delhi Public School East, Bangalore. I will be conducting this session on behalf of EduTV called the Principal's Favorite Program. Joining me today is a very special guest. She is the principal of the Grand Columus International School, Faridabad. With 30 years of experience in education, she is a renowned principal and has been a resource person in many national and international conferences. She has also been credited with organizing the first ever National Rifle Championship and making rifle shooting a CBSE recognized game. Here, I welcome our guest, Dr. Deepika Sharma. How are you, ma'am?
Good morning, and it's always a pleasure to be here, and specifically now that you're really interacting with me. Love to be here. Thanks, Pranav.
We're glad to have you here with us today, ma'am. So, ma'am, today we'll be discussing on the topic on how we can inculcate curiosity among students. So, my first question to you would be that curiosity arises when the unknown is exciting or similar to that of a mystery. So how would you as a principal inculcate the sense of curiosity amongst students?
So very interesting this, and this is also in accordance to the NEP 2020. In fact, the Indian education system is in dire straits because of lack of having curiosity as one of its elements in the education system. So yes, very important. I think curiosity is this great force of hunger, which should be there for every learner as well as teacher. So I think its biggest advantage would be that it enables lifelong learning. If you have this, if you have made your students curious, well, you have a learner for life. Also, they would be independent learners, which is really important. So what is happening in today's world is that at least Indian education scenario, you find that everything is too structured. This is the syllabi. It is divided into so many parts. This is how we would be doing these chapters. These are the number of questions. These are the number of answers. These are the number of assignments. So that is absolutely killing the beauty and the essence of the subject and learning more important. If you don't make learning interesting, you're going to lose out engaging the learners. We've seen this in the last 2 years when the online teaching and learning process was going, that the engagement of the learners fell after every few weeks. That's because the teaching learning methods were not up to it. So every 3 weeks or 4 weeks, the teachers needed to change their engagement or pedagogy or methods of teaching. So yes, I feel the school and the teachers have lots to do when it comes to ensuring that there is a whole lot of curiosity among the learners. I think for that, the teacher needs to be curious herself, because that is one thing very important. If you don't have a curiosity in you, how do you pass it on? How do you know its importance? Secondly, I think it's very important that you take the learning from known to unknown. Okay. For example, you need to ask questions. And when the students come up with the answers, well, then question the answers. Why would it be like, I always give this anecdote, Beethoven was always was the greatest composer we've had, music composer. He was losing his hearing power. Can you imagine being a composer of music and losing your hearing power? So I think if you put up this question and you allow the students to say, do you think anybody who does not have hearing power, what kind of music or composition he or she would create? Do you think it would actually, hamper whatever music composition he's doing? So those are the things, when you put up, again, that's unknown. We know a fact, we put up a question, and we have curiosity arisen among our learners, and we get a lot of answers. Now, these answers are all right. I mean, we never say this answer is wrong, because the child or the learner would be doing some kind of research, would be thinking, would be introspecting, reflecting on it, and then would come up with some kind of answer or a response to it. So a teacher needs to create an environment where these answers are actually encouraged, and we say there's no wrong answer. So that is another thing. Then I say when you put up a topic in front of the children and the learners, then you need to also find out. Suppose a child does not have interest in history. Okay, that's one subject where I find, or Hindi. So how do you ensure that you need to find out what is the child interested? The child is interested in sports. Why can't we integrate sports or art or any subject of choice with the other subject and ensure that the child does some kind of research, is curious, and then is led to the kind of topic or agenda that you are teaching the child? So it makes it more interesting, makes it even more rewarding, more enjoyable. If the curiosity is actually part of your teaching learning process, it is definitely more rewarding.
Thank you so much for sharing your inputs, ma'am. So now that we've come to the end of this delightful session, I would like to thank Dr. Deepika Sharma for taking out time from her busy schedule to be here with us today, to enlighten all of us and give us a better understanding about curiosity and its various aspects. I'm sure our viewers would have benefited from the same, and now they would have a perspective on how they can also inculcate curiosity amongst students. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us today.
Thank you, Shireen. It was lovely being here. My pleasure, and God bless.
Schools that are interested in giving exposure to their students, please contact EduTV.